Okay, let's get started. First and foremost, this is my first video to be uploaded on YouTube. It's actually take two. My first one was too long, which probably was for the better because I'm sure nobody wants to hear me talk for a fucking half an hour. But anyways, my name's Adam, and I want to let you know that I started this YouTube channel. As you can see, it's called The Aesthetic Chef, which is an alias that I go by. So the purpose of this YouTube channel is to provide people with the, basically I'm trying to, just tell people that eating healthy doesn't have to be a torturous or stressful or, a task like that, or it doesn't have to taste bland or just have no taste whatsoever. You can actually, eat foods that taste very, very good and still acquire a great physique. So that's the whole purpose of why I created this YouTube channel. But along with the recipes and whatnot, I'm also going to be doing question and answers. I've been getting a number of emails, messages, and whatnot, so I figured I'd cover some of the questions I've been asked, hopefully help out and generate more questions. I'll provide my email and whatnot, so you can email me with more questions if you have any. Little background, basically I'm an amateur physique model right now. Competing in men's physique, ex-bodybuilder. I used to do men's bodybuilding. I switched over to men's physique just because I preferred aesthetics over mass. So, but nonetheless, common goals of building muscle and exercise and proper nutrition and whatnot. So, yeah, there's going to be no cooking in this video. First cooking video is going to be uploaded tomorrow morning. It's going to be a breakfast, which is going to be it's going to be fun because tomorrow is a leg day. So on leg days, I allow myself a little bit more calories and a little bit more carbs, so I can be a little bit more liberal about what I eat and not have to feel guilty or any shit about that. But all right, as far as this video, to keep it short so I don't fucking get cut off again, we'll get started with the questions. First question that I got is, do you have to boost calorie intake periodically while bodybuilding? All right, I'm going to answer these questions in terms of what I do, just because I know my body and I know what works for me. A lot of times with this stuff, it's very, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, because, you could try it, and if it doesn't work, then don't do it. But if it's working, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But personally, what I do, boosting calories periodically, it sounds to me like you're asking like calorie cycling, similar to carb cycling. And in that sense, yeah, I do that. I up the calories on days that are more intensive. So tomorrow, like a leg day, today was back day, also very intense. But I didn't have that many calories today or carbs today. It was mostly just lean protein sources. And then on the days that either I have one off day a week where I don't train any weights other than whether it's an ab or calf day, and I'll do cardio. Then that's my off day. That's all I do. I don't do any like major body parts or anything like that. So those days I'll lower down the calorie count and lower down the carb count, as opposed to a more intensive fucking workout. So, anyways, hope that answers that. The best ways to get rid of fat without restricting calories. And we wish it was that fucking easy, don't we? This is pretty simple, actually. Just more activity, more cardio. Because as you know, if you're taking in less than you're burning, you're gonna lose weight. Whereas if you take in more than you're burning, you're gonna gain weight and whatnot. But the thing to keep in mind is that calories. It depends. It depends how much muscle you have, because muscle actually requires a lot of calories to maintain its existence. So the more muscle tissue that you have, the more calories you're going to be burning just maintaining that muscle alone, regardless of all the other bodily functions. You're not just burning calories when you're on the treadmill or the step mill or whatever you do. That's not the only time. That's just to ramp up the metabolism so you can keep being a furnace. And that's one of the things I like better too. I like eating a little bit more food and doing more activity. I feel better that way. I don't feel as lethargic. I don't feel as just sickly and you know what I mean. So I'd rather just have that energy and be able to go in there and in the gym and then just kill it and then feel good about it and not have to drag through a workout like fucking tired. You know what I mean? So that's basically that's basically it. So if you wanna get rid of fat without restricting your calorie intake, you gotta up the cardio or just activity. Another way to burn more calories fast is to superset muscle groups together. Like sometimes if I'm getting ready for a contest or just want to lean down a lot, I'll start supersetting major body parts such as like chest and back, um, just because you're going to burn a lot more calories. That's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger implied that when back in his prime. So um, that's what I would do. If you want to burn fat without restricting calories, up the activity, up the intensity to make sure that you're a furnace and you're burning off what you're taking in. So nothing to make it stored as fat. Okay, next question. How long should cardio be? How much weight do you want to fucking lose? Um, all right. Personally, I do like an hour. I do an hour a day, um, give or take. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less. Um, the most I'll never exceed like 80 minutes of cardio a day, and this is not all at one time either. This is broken up throughout the day. Um, Generally, more often than not, what I'll do is I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, usually every weekday, and then 6:45 on the weekends because the gym opens a little bit later. But on the weekdays, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just go straight to the gym. It's like from the fucking bed to the gym. You know what I mean? So wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go into the gym, and I don't go do cardio right away. What I do in the mornings is I alternate training abs and calves. So I'll just train abs, calves, abs, calves, back and forth, um, and do that, and then go to my cardio and do that, and then get home and start shoveling breakfast down. Um, so that's what I do. In essence, is how long should cardio be? You just got to ask yourself, do you want to lose a lot of weight? Do you need to lose a little bit of weight? Do you need to just maintain? Do you want to have a good heart? It's just that's the kind of stuff you need to be asking yourself, and then decide for yourself what's best for you. Obviously, if you have a lot to weight to lose, then yeah, get on there for a fucking half an hour, or 40 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour, um, or and you just break it up throughout the day if you have the time. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question I got asked: foods to avoid. Fucking junk food, man. Um, yeah, the foods to avoid. Um, I'll try to answer this as quickly as possible, and I'll this is gonna be very vague. Because I mean, there's certain foods I don't know what to fucking tell you. Burrito Supreme from Taco Bell is not good for you. Yeah, food to avoid. But in terms of like whole foods, like stuff that you would generally think as being healthy for you, may not be as healthy as you originally thought. So we'll go to the whole foods and we'll break it down by category. We'll start with meats. When it comes to meats, you want to avoid anything processed, cold cuts. Cold cuts are very high in sodium and preservatives and shit like that. You don't want it. So avoid cold cut meats. Those are processed. Avoid corn-fed beef. Corn-fed beef is bad. Uh, I mean, the reason why it's bad, it just has a lot of toxins in it, and it has your protein and all the creatine and all the stuff that you want, in beef, but along with all these toxins that you don't want as well. So you definitely don't want to eat corn-fed beef. I mean, the reason why too is corn fucking kills the cow. If a cow eats corn for too long, it dies. And what happens is these farmers will be, practically just hosing the corn down these fucking poor cows, gullets, and then just watching them fatten up. And then they're about to die, when they start looking sickly, farmers will start, shooting them up with various, hormones and et cetera to, get the cow strong enough so it can stand. And then right before the fucking thing's about to die, they'll slaughter it and then they chop it up and then we're eating it. And I'll refrain to something that one of my personal favorite bodybuilders, Evan Centopani, said. That when, if you are whatever you eat, and whatever you eat is whatever it eats. You know what I mean? So you definitely, and in that term, I'll go to fish too. So corn-fed beef's bad. When it comes to fish, stick strictly to wild-caught fish. Do not, under any circumstances, eat farm-raised fish. Um, and you can look, even if you buy, like I buy frozen bags of fish, and I just make sure it says wild caught on there, not farm raised. Um, because farm raised fish, the same concept with the cows. When a fish is in the ocean, it's eating what it's supposed to be eating. Instinct is going to tell it, like, dude, fucking eat this, not that, So, but at the, when the fish is swimming around a little fucking cesspool in a fish farm, the fish is going to eat whatever the hell the farmer is feeding it. And the farmers are going to be feeding it whatever is going to make it grow the fastest and provide the most meat so they can make the most bang for their buck, uh, regardless of the health factor of it. Um, so like tilapia, no, don't eat it. Just stick to wild caught fish. Um, my personal favorites are flounder, a lot of flatfish, so flounder, fluke, and then I'll sometimes I'll have salmon, sometimes swordfish. I'll have mercury content, so that's like a treat. Um, and then if I have the money to, I'll get mahi mahi if it's wild caught too. That's like mahi mahi is really good. That's like the fucking steak of the ocean. Um, so meats. What else? Pork. You do not want to eat pork, or at least should not be a staple meat like chicken should be. The reason why is because pork actually has, this is going to kind of sound kind of nasty, but pork has the same amino acid profile as human meat. So it doesn't, your body, when it takes in something that is the same amino acid profile as your own, it's your body doesn't process it that well. So, and it just kind of sits in your colon, and then you don't want it there, and you can risk colon cancer over years, and so avoid pork. And I'm not saying, at a cheat meal you can eat ribs or whatever, but don't let it be a staple meat. Um, that's really all it is for meats. When it goes vegetables, we'll skip that because vegetables. Um, we'll go to fruits. Fruits is probably the most interesting one because um, fruits act as almost like a double-edged sword, because they can either be really good for you, really bad for you. When you look at fruits, focus on high fiber, low sugar, low carb, specifically berries. Stick to berries. Berries are the best. Blackberries, um, unbelievable. I eat blackberries all the fucking time. And then strawberries are very good for you. And actually, cosmetic tip for the ladies right now. Um, if you eat about a cup of strawberries a day, then over about 2 to 2.5 weeks time, it brings out a natural glow in the skin. So it's definitely good. On top of the health values internally as well. Fruits, apples are good. Grapefruits are good. Boost the metabolism. I eat 2 grapefruits a day. I eat about an apple or a pear a day. Pears are good. Pears and apples are like interchangeable. They're kind of like they're the same family. But anything other than that, don't let it be an everyday thing. So the fruits that I just mentioned are fruits that you can eat every day. Any other fruit with a low fiber content, high sugar, high carb, like bananas, mangoes, pineapples, stuff like that, that's a treat. So have that every once in a while, because they are good for you. They have perfect nutritional value, but you don't want to be eating them every day because it'll contribute to fat gain. And yeah, I'm about to run out of time, so I'll continue into the next video that I'm gonna record right now. But yeah, it's the first one. All right, see you.